Okay, so this video is going to be talking about multiplying by fractions. The first thing I want to do is, of course, just review the idea of multiplication, which in this case is 3 groups of 2, right? So this is what multiplication means. It means there are 3 groups of 2, which obviously creates 6, right? So that's a basic understanding. The key being the idea that this means of. So if we get to another worksheet here, we're going to talk about 1/2 of 3/5. So what does that mean? If this is our whole, right, this is our 1, and we're going to make 3/5. Let's talk about this. Let's go ahead and build our 3/5. You would have your students do this. And you want 1/2 of 3/5. Of course, you can just do the basic procedure, which is to multiply across, but you want your students to actually understand what you're doing. What is the actual concept of what you're applying here? So if we have 1/2 of 3/5, well, we can't divide it here, so we have to trade it into what we can divide it into. Well, we can divide it into tenths, right? And if we broke it into tenths, then we'd have an easier time finding out what is 1/2 of 3/5. Well, we can see that 1/2 of 3/5 is actually 3/10, right? Because we're always, when we're multiplying, we're asking what is 1/2 of 3/5 of the unseen whole. That's the big thing, that it is part of the unseen whole. So therefore, it makes sense that 1 times 3 would be 3, and 2 times 5 would be 10, and there wouldn't be any need for simplification beyond that. So this is using the fraction tiles to illustrate multiplying by fractions. There's another problem. I'm just going to go ahead and illustrate another one. Move this one out of the way. Which is, and of course it doesn't work with the tiles. You're going to run out of small tiles as you go up. So, always keep in mind that you're using the manipulatives, the concrete, to show the concept and why this procedure works, why this operation works, but you're going to get away with it because obviously you don't want to have to rely on manipulatives forever. This is just a way to illustrate this. So we have 1/4 of 1/2. So we want to figure out, first of all, where's our 1/2? Okay, so here would be these are our halves, right? And we want 1/4 of that. Well, doesn't look like we can break this into 4 pieces, so we're going to have to figure out how can we break that into 4 pieces. Well, let's see if we can do that with our 8ths. Right, so here we go. We're breaking it up, all right, into 8ths. All right, and so if we want 1/4 of 1/2, one of 2 equal parts, then we're going to see that is actually 1 out of 8 equal parts of the whole. So that would make sense. 1 times 1 is 1, and 4 times 2 is 8. So this is using these tiles. You can also do these on number lines very easily as well, just sort of drawing from 1 to a 10 and so on and so forth. But that's how you would use the fraction tiles to illustrate it.